Hey y'all, it's Mark from the Done Right Ranch. I know I haven't been on here long. I hope you remember me. It's been a while. But I wanted to go and just show a quick historic site here outside of Mason, actually on the other side of Mason from where I live, in between Mason and Dansville. Ride out there and show you that and chat a little bit along the way. So I also want to test out this mic, although I think I still have some issues with it. Get it good and tight here. So anyway, let's take off. We'll head out there, and then, like I said, we'll get a little chatting along the way. So we'll be right back, and we'll go for that ride. I'm going on like my 4th ride so far this summer. I've still been having some issues with strength and it's a little bit hard for me to hold the throttle for a long period of time. I lose grip on it, you know, and then it releases back. But anyway, we're going to go for a ride here and we'll check out this little historic site that I think even a lot of people in Mason don't know about. So, you know, there isn't much to it, but I just wanted to go for a short ride here and see what my grip strength was like. It's in the lower 70s today. I think it's supposed to get up to 72. It's pretty cloudy. Kind of smells like rain. There's a couple of dark clouds behind me that sort of look like rain. So we'll see what happens here. I live, well, probably a total of like a few miles west of Mason. Where we're going to is between Mason and Dansville. I think it's pretty much halfway between them. It's about 7 miles from Mason to Dansville. So like I said, I want to go out and show you the site. It's been there, well, since electric was first brought out here to this area. So there's there's not much there. I think there's a flagpole and then there's a stone with the big plate on it with, you know, some scripture and stuff on it. So, but we got to wiggle our way through Mason. They have been spreading the tar and the rocks again. So you get to a road, it's no longer asphalt road, it's actually tar with rocks spread over the top of it, and cars have to drive over it for quite a bit before it starts, you know, still slinging rocks. I've had a couple broken windshields from it. So, yeah, if you're from the county or any county and you're thinking about doing that, I don't recommend it. It's horrible on motorcycles. It's definitely a traction issue. I try to avoid it as much as I can. Right now I can leave my house and get into town without going down a road that's been stoned, but I do have to cross one. So I just put slowly across it. It's offset intersection, so this is Kip Road here. There is an exit on US 127 for Mason for Kip Road. Once we get around the curve up here, we'll start to see the bridge, and we're going to go right through Kip Road. Now we're on the south side of Mason here, and we're just going to skate across it. There's Myers Thrifty Acres up here on the other side of the bridge. If you're familiar with that, I don't think they're nationwide. I think maybe Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, something like that. So, but they're a pretty big chain. My brother-in-law actually started driving semi for them a couple weeks ago. So he was hauling chemicals and stuff like that for a company here in town, and it's a better deal at Meyer for him, so he went there. Yeah, this is Meyer on my right. You probably can't see it much. And there's the gas station there on the corner that Meyer owns. Kip Road. This building up here on the right with all the trucks and stuff, that's my old shop there. I gotta say, I don't miss it a bit. Boy, what a stress machine that was. So also right here on my right is the airport. On the left is the I think it's a 4-H, the sugar shack where they make maple syrup, and I think the school is involved in that one. See, Kip Road here has been stoned. It's been a while, but this road has been stoned. They do that instead of fixing the road. All right, we're coming up on Dexter Trail here. We're going to turn left here. Sure no one's coming, so Dexter Trail starts right up here at this next corner, and behind me it goes for quite a way, about to Stockbridge. So I got the wave thing going on. I guess I'm happy to be riding, so I'm going to wave. So right up here, that was just a short little jaunt there. Right up here is M36, and we'll stay on that. There's a couple of curves on it. We used to race them around when I was a kid, time them, and see how long it'd take us to get through this stretch of road. And it's not severe or anything, but we're going to be going just past Meridian Road. Out today. I'm doing 60 right now, so This would be a good test time to find out how the microphone works at 60 miles an hour. We'll slow down here a little bit. We'll get going 55 or so. But this is the road, M36. It's a, state highway, kind of. And this connects Mason to Dansville. And it goes farther both directions, but locally right here, it connects Mason to Dansville. Some Trump signs. I don't know if I've seen a Biden sign yet, although there are a few out. I've seen a few. Alright, this is the first curve of a few, and like I said, none of them are extreme, especially on a motorcycle. We used to run this road around 100 or 110 or so when we were younger, and not in motorcycles, but in driving cars. We do it late at night, had a walkie-talkie, so one guy at each end and then one guy running the track. That way you could notify somebody if there was a car coming, because at 110 you do need the whole road. So we never had an accident, never had a mishap, never went off the road, and of course everybody has their own story about how fast they went, but that's how fast I went. I wasn't the fastest, but I wasn't the slowest. I used to hang out in Dansville when I was young. There's actually a bar there now. It's a different owner now, but it's called the Wooden Nickel. I used to be able to drink in there when I was 16. Of course, the drinking age then was 18. But I'd get served in that bar, so naturally we hung out there almost every weekend. They had a band there. Since then, it's burnt down. It's a new location. It's a different owner. The owner retired. But right here is Meridian Road, and our park is up here just a little bit on the right. Picnic table here, and okay, there's this stone with the plate on it explaining what it is. We'll go up and read that. But there is an electric line. Well, you can see that, but there is an electric line that runs right here, and there's actually a post coming out of the back of this stone. The neighbor's dogs don't appreciate it. They're out there playing with their boat. So this is the sign here, and I'm going to read it to you in case this doesn't come out good. It says, Mason-Dansville Electric Line, built 1926 to 1927, energized February 4th, 1927. East 2 miles from this point, north 2 miles, and west 3 miles runs the first rural electric line built in Michigan for the study of electricity's usefulness in farm life. This pioneer beginning in rural electrification was accomplished through the cooperation of Michigan State College, farm organizations, Consumers Power Company, and 12 farm families who wanted electric service. This marker was dedicated August 25th, 1938, by which time 92,000 farms were receiving electric service from Michigan utility companies. Excuse me there. Yeah, there's a steel, I guess that's part of it. This steel girder here goes up and carries a little bit, and this line here, but this is pretty historic. And, you know, quite honestly, I didn't even know it was here until years ago. I just happened to be, let me get this turned around. I mean, honestly, I didn't know that it was there until I just happened to be riding a motorcycle, and I pulled in here to take a break, and I was just walking around and I noticed it. Sometimes they don't let the shrubbery, it overgrows the stone so you can't see it. I've been out here and seen it that way too. So anyway, this is the historic site here. We'll get back on the bike and ride back, and we'll chat a little bit more. Oh, there's a big old dead tree right up there. Can you see that? So a lot of bikes going by. So anyway, let's get loaded back up and we'll head back. Okay, let's head back. We'll take a slightly different way back, see a little bit of different scenery. I think that thing is pretty cool. It's definitely part of history, and I kind of like stuff like that, you know, that's really old. And I see really old abandoned buildings, and I mean, I don't go in them, but I'd really like to, you know. I kind of want to know the story of why the house has been abandoned and what's still there and that kind of thing. And but here in Michigan, these warmer days, and today's not real warm, although, you know, I've got a hoodie on and I feel pretty comfortable with that on. But we don't have a lot of these left. Sometimes we have an Indian summer, and not saying that to be racist, that's just what the hell it is. So sometimes we have one, and you know, it can get back up into the 80s sometimes for a week or two, so hopefully that's the case. I wanted to go to Bikes on the Bricks in Flint, Michigan. That happens right near the beginning of October. I went to it last year. It's been canceled for this year, so not going to that. I am going either way down to Florida. I'm leaving October 9th, and I'm going to be staying in Ocala, Florida, which is actually more, it's on the Gulf side of the state instead of on, you know, the Daytona side there. I'm staying in a motel there near a friend of mine from YouTube here, Frosty from Frosty's Travels. He lives here in Ocala, so I'm going to hang out with him. Biketoberfest is just 4 days, but I'm going down for like 10 days. So, you know, do a little riding with him, maybe do a little fishing. As far as Biketoberfest goes, I'm not real sure what all is going to happen. I have a friend that a lot of times goes to Rossmeyer's down there and sells Harley-Davidsons for them. during the motorcycle rallies, and they've actually called him twice. So, like I say, I'm not real sure what's going to happen. We'll just have to go there and see. I don't think the mayor wants it to happen, so we'll just have to see what goes on. Either way, it'll be good riding down there. Hopefully I'll get a little fishing in. I have been out a few times with my boat to go fishing. Although I will say that I haven't been much in the last couple of weeks. Been really busy actually. Started out with, I had a couple trees, 3 of them to be exact, cut down. And you know, I didn't film it because I had a couple laborers there and me too, and we were, you know, the trees had to be sectioned down branch by branch because they were right over the house. And so I called a pro to come in, and I'll tell you what, that guy was really good. I think it was J&H Tree Service. If I'm wrong, I'll put the name down here so you know it. But if you're in the Mason area or whatever, like I said, the guy was reasonable. And you know, I called 5 places and he was the only one that called me back. So that matters a little bit too. We're coming up through Mason right now. Some of it hasn't changed much, but a lot of it has. This area here has kind of looked the same for a long time. The church here on the right, Baptist church, they've added on, and it's pretty nice in there actually. Some big courthouse here on the right. Let's go up through this way. Got that green light good. There's an ice cream shop up here, and my accountant's office is there to my left. There's a bank up here, and Ware's Pharmacy here on the corner. I've gone there, well, as a kid. Used to go in there and watch TV and stuff, black and white, you know, in the mid to late 60s and early 70s, they sold TV sets and Panasonic and Kodak cameras and stuff, and it was always kind of fascinating for the kids because, you know, back then not everybody had a TV, so some of you watching that can relate to that. Up here on the right's the cemetery. It's where my parents are buried. If you go back to one of my hometown videos, you'll, I think it's the 4th one, go in there and show a little bit of the grave site and that. So anyway, get back to being really busy. The whole story here is, you know, I still don't have my energy back. I still have to rest a lot. And I'm still really tired a lot. I don't have the strength that even close to what I used to have. In fact, I'm starting to get left-hand dominant because, you know, remember my right hand has that big scar on it. So I've just lost all my strength in that. From them removing the vein, they must have had to cut muscles and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't have any strength there. And, you know, so far today I've been pretty good with the throttle. I haven't really felt it slip out of my hand yet. So that's good because I've been doing a bunch of riding in Florida. But, so, you know, I bought some They're number 552 Bowflex dumbbells. And I've been doing some curling and different exercises with my arm. And my left arm, which it never used to be that way, is definitely stronger than my right arm. So I've been working on trying to get some strength back. Half of my hand and a big section of my arm, mainly on the inside of my arm here, is still, although it's not as numb as it once was, but it still is kind of numb. I'd say I have about 25% feeling or so. So because of the fact that, you know, I take a lot of breaks, and, you know, I used to be able to do projects and what have you. I used to be able to do projects right up until, you know, about time to go to bed. And I can't do that anymore. Around dinner time, I'm about done for the night. I don't have any energy left. I'm just pooped. So I don't get near as much done in a day that I used to. Oh, shoot, I forgot. This is a road that just got stoned here, too, so I have to ride this for a little bit. So anyway, I don't get near as much done in a day, so I find myself falling behind. And, you know, I used to mow my lawn as needed. Now I kind of do it when I have time. I've got some landscape laborers there right now. I haven't been able to do any weed removal or trimming or anything like that this whole summer. So they're there pulling weeds and trying to make the place look like it's not abandoned again. So they're there doing that right now. And like I say, I've had a crew. Not really a crew, it's more of a few of my friends have been putting a metal roof on my house. I got a few pictures of it here, and I'll show you. But they've been doing the metal roof, and I've been trying to do the labor for them. And one thing I've really been doing for them is each day they come over, I try to cook a meal for them, whether it'd be breakfast, or one night we had T-bones, another night we had hamburgers. So I've been trying to keep their bellies full, to keep them happy. I still can't get on the roof. I still have balance issues when the ground isn't level. So like even on the hill on the side of my house, I tend to wobble a lot as I walk across there, and I don't always walk the path, you know, that I want to. I tend to wobble off of it a little bit, so, which is okay there because you can just fall to the ground, but up on the roof, the ground's a little bit farther away. So right up here is Edgar Road. It has not been stoned. It was actually stoned last year. So I'm going to turn left and get off of this. There's a car behind me. And, you know, it gets fine out where the cars drive all the time, but you get somebody that comes through and they're driving in the middle or on the edge where a lot of the rocks may still not be, you know, be glued down, and then they start slinging rocks when you go by them. And I say I've had two windshields I've had to replace now on two different vehicles because of that. My sister had one also that she had to replace because of it. So far I haven't had any issues with my bike, but I really try to avoid them. So I apologize for not doing a lot of videos, but this this really is only my 4th time on the bike, I've been a little concerned because, you know, Michigan has a lot of potholes, and we also have a lot of idiot drivers. And if I had to do some evasive action, honestly, I'm not sure I could hang on. So that's been kind of detouring me. You know, it wasn't that long ago I couldn't even, with my right hand, I couldn't even squeeze the shampoo bottle enough to get shampoo out of it. So I was worried if I had to, you know, do an evasive action or steer really hard or something. I'm following the term for when you push on the bar and it turns. But anyway, I'm just afraid that, you know, my hand might come off of the handlebars because I just can't hang on that tight. So I'm going behind a guy here doing about 35. Well, I guess he's getting ready to turn, but I was going to say it's actually okay because I know that the wind noise is a lot better at 35. So you can see this is soybeans on my left here, and they're starting to dry up and turn color. So is the corn here on my right. Won't be terribly long here, and they'll start harvesting, and all these fields will be flat. Right now you can get a surprise going down the road, and you know, in some areas the corn's only 10-12 feet from the edge of the road, and you'll be going along and a deer will be coming full speed out of the corn and across the road, so you got to be really careful for that. Once the corn is harvested, then you can see them, you know, back a ways, and they can see you, and a lot of times they'll hit the brakes before they get to the road. So but yeah, you know, I apologize again for not getting some videos out. You know, I just been a little bit challenged with my time, and you know, if I had a film crew, it would be different, but I do all the filming, I do all the editing, and you know, it takes a little while. So my roofing crew isn't working today, although the landscapers, and today's Sunday, they're out there doing stuff today, but I decided today that I would take today and get a video going, make myself a decent dinner and that kind of thing. So I'm actually on my road now. I live just a quarter mile or so up here on the left. So I'll just kind of take it easy here and get the last words in. But, you know, we're still in this cancel culture, and, you know, I don't like to go political on my channel at all, you know, because some of the viewers like things one way and other viewers like things another way. But we do live here in Michigan, and I'm sure you guys have all heard about our governor, and, you know, things aren't really fully opened up here, and I know they're not in a lot of states too, but so yeah, there's still big events are being canceled, and you know, I think Sturgis went off pretty good without a lot of trouble, and you know, I'm pretty sure it could be that way, but you know, hopefully we'll get a vaccine and then things can get back to normal. So I'm pulling into my house here. We'll pull up into the garage. I hope that you liked something you saw. If you do, please like and share and subscribe. You can see my roofing stuff here. Diesel greeting me. But please like and share and subscribe to my channel. Hopefully I'll be getting some more content. I'll definitely have a bunch coming up here when I go to Florida. And we'll just see what else we can get in the time being. I'll probably do one on my roof when I'm done. It's probably a little dark in here. But I'll probably do one on my roof when I get done. If it gets done, maybe it won't even be done before I leave for Florida, so we'll just have to see. But anyway, I got a couple videos here and another one down here if you'd like to watch them in the meantime. Like I say, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.